I'm not ready yet. Talk amongst yourselves.
I used to hold my freak back, now I'm letting go. I make my own choice, bitch, I run this show. So leave the lights on, no you can't make me behave.
Stop. I gotta say it. I'm pretty proud of my accomplishments for 2018. I set a bunch of goals and I met all but like one. And that one I just deemed not as important anymore. So technically, I met all my goals for 2018. Also, I must admit, I was kind of a punk last year when I created the goals because even though I had to put a lot of work behind what I did say I wanted to do, I still kind of felt like I would get them done. I didn't make them, so out of the way that they couldn't be accomplished. So I was a wuss. But still, I got them done. I got them done. So I'm going to take that as a win. Since I'm really new to Authortube, which even saying it still makes me want to like jump for joy. I didn't have a channel back, last January. So I don't have a vid to go back to kind of, see what I got done. But thankfully I do now. So without further ado, I am going to share my 2019 goals with you. The way I start my process is pretty basic. I determine all the things that I want to do for the year and list them. This year, I got 19, which is more than double last year's. After I create the list, then I pull out anything that is time sensitive and I mark those things in the calendar. They have a different kind of priority, so I make sure that I stay on top of those. I then color code all the other goals based on the categories in which I put them in. Next, I take those goals and I divide them into the 4 quarters, which I label earth, air, fire, water, because that's how I roll. So what I will be sharing with you are my first quarter air goals. Okay? So for air, I have 4 goals. These are my concentration for the entire quarter, and they are the only things I will be doing for the entire quarter. No creepers, no other stuff kind of step in and push it out the way. Boom, this is it. This is what's getting done. Now from here, I take these 4 goals and I break them down further into projects. Now these can take me a while to figure out sometimes because you don't always know what you're going to need to get something done. But I try to be as thorough as possible. That way, if I do need to incorporate something additional in there for the projects, then it's not such an abrupt, like, oh my God, I really messed up my whole schedule kind of thing, Now, the really crazy part is once I absolutely know what my projects are, I then break the projects down into tasks. I cannot say that word. tasks, that word. These are the things that go up on my Kanban board. Now let me tell you a little bit about that real quick. The Kanban board is a new thing. I never used it before. I always kept all of my tasks and stuff in my little composition notebook. No big deal, bullet them, and that was it. I never worried about actually putting them on a board. I must have watched a million YouTube videos on the Kanban process and just fell in love with it. It was so close to what I already do, but yet it was an additional step that made it all better. My favorite video was from Sarah at Heart Breathings. I'm going to make sure I put her link below. Check out her process. You will love it. You'll love it. She's amazing. Before the Kanban board, I would just have, like I said, all my stuff in my notebook, and then I would put Post-it notes all over the wall of projects I was working on at the time. But it wasn't like the best way of tracking it. It was just when I see them, I was like, oh yeah, work on that, you know. So this was a great addition. So as you can see, these are a lot of tasks to do. And they're already color coded into the category which they fall into. I didn't count, but it's like 50 things that I got to do. That's okay. So that's pretty much it for my first quarter, and it's enough, as you can see. When I move into my fire quarter, I will update you on what got done for air, and we'll go from there. So guys, please share your 2019 goals with me in the comments. I would love to see what you guys are up to. And until next time, you know what to do.
So you say I'm complicated, that I must be out of my mind, but you had me underrated, rated. What's wrong with being, what's wrong with being, what's wrong with being confident?